All right, folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Hope you all having a beautiful day out there. Camera angle's a little wonky, but deal with it, everybody. A little bit of tight space. By the way, if you guys want like a tour of this particular spot, comment below. Every time I haven't filmed here in a while, but every time I do film at this location, everybody always asks, Rudy, will you show us the collector boxes and everything? So this is the Magic the Gathering. High security, high volume, high dollar amount collector box area. So this is where I store all the history of Magic the Gathering collector boxes since, well, collector boxes were started all the way back to the beginning with all the sets and different things. And then when collections, I buy out stores and other people over the years. Well, this is where we bring it and then we merge it and break it down. So you see a bunch of stuff all over the place. So today's video. All right. Final Fantasy controversy on the artwork that was spoiled. Now, if you're not sure what the hell I'm talking about, there were some chatter the other day about the artwork of the Final Fantasy cards. Specifically, our beautiful young lady, Mrs. Tifa. Now, if you don't know who Tifa is, then you are completely dead to me, because that woman was a legend back in the Final Fantasy VII era. She was a rock star, little fit, little firecracker chick with Cloud and Barrett and everything like that. I was a huge Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-2 fan. Alright, so at first I thought it was fake news and kind of goofy, but there was apparently pushback, and some people had contacted me and said, have you heard about this? And I thought there wasn't much to it. Apparently the artists, some of these pretty famous Japanese artists with Final Fantasy and used to be Squaresoft, but today called Square Enix? Square Onyx. What is it? Square what? Did I just eat my own hair? What am I? Oh, there's a hair. So apparently, Wizards of the Coast. Now, before I go any further in this video, understand this does not represent the thousands of employees at Wizards and Hasbro. Most of these people are not insane and stupid. Most of these people don't care, and most people are pretty normal, good people. So when we talk about topics like this, don't generalize and take things out of context, everybody. So apparently, there were a handful of employees at Wizards of the Coast that got very angry because of the attractiveness of Tifa, the figure, in other words, the more thin, slim, and fit with large curves and large breasts and long, pretty hair, and pretty much sexually beautiful to most human men and women. And apparently this is a very taboo thing at Wizards of the Coast. That's not really, we don't really talk about it much on this channel because there's nothing we can do. Like, we can bitch about things like this, but it doesn't really mean anything. So just to kind of recap, obviously we know because of the modern culture and the things going on in our society, topics like this get very controversial and it leads people to be very angry. And this is a fantasy card game. And historically, in the past, the men in fantasy card games were like ripped muscles and really good looking. I wish I looked like that. Fuck, that'd be awesome. Really just ripped, powerful men. And the women had over-exaggerated curves and hair and breasts and long legs and very skimpy outfits. It's been like that, probably since the 70s, 80s, when this became a really big thing in a lot of the older artwork and the older styles. And in our modern culture, post the 2016, 2018, and of course post-2020, when it really boiled over, now, anything to do with the females being more sexually attractive or skimpy outfits, there is a movement to kind of censor and ban all that. You can't really have that on a lot of the artwork. So apparently what's going on, and again, I thought this was a little shaky at first until multiple people had messaged me. At first I thought it was like, maybe someone just kind of making crap up. And then I got a couple other people saying, no, dude, there was like a meeting and there were like a group of people at Wizards that tried to force the hand at Square Enix or Square Onyx. It's not Squaresoft anymore. At Square, to get the artist to change the artwork on the Final Fantasy characters. And as you can imagine, they kind of had some discussions and everything, but overall, the answer was fuck off and no. Because some of these Japanese artists, and some of this artwork for this stuff, these people are legendary. Like, the artwork I consider almost historically beautiful. It's a whole different thing. And it's fascinating to me that there would even be some individuals that would feel that way towards something of this caliber with Final Fantasy. The characters of, well, what they look like in the game, how they were designed. And yes, artwork with Tifa being very attractive, ripped muscles, Barrett and Cloud and the evil Sephiroth. And, look, let me be honest with you guys. I don't really care how you all feel about that or how I feel about it. Let me just tell you, all I give a shit is about business, okay? That's what we do here. Wait, what's the name of this channel? Oh shit, it's Alpha Investments. Wait, does Rudy try to make money? Does anybody else know this? No. So, the fact that we have cards, there's a couple of them. All you gotta do, if you, the spoilers are coming out, go look at the art gallery. Google Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy spoiler art gallery or something. Go through the art gallery. You'll know. You'll see some of the cards that are like, wow. That, like, the card that I think is in question is the main Tifa card in her white or gray shirt and her very healthy curves. And, some people are like, Rudy, this is like a Weiss card in Magic the Gathering. And I'm like, no. Weiss and that kind of, Japanese and like Korean and some of that kind of artwork is way more intense. But from a business standpoint, this is going to make more sales. I don't really care how you and I feel. I don't care if me talking about this pisses some people off. It doesn't fucking matter. On a business standpoint, men that are really ripped and crazy muscular that, well, don't look like me and eat tacos and Chick-fil-A. I mean, that's what guys and girls want to see in fantasy art. Women that are kind of very idealistic and unrealistic in the real world, that's what sells. And I'm in the business of selling and collecting and investing in cards. So for me, when I see this kind of thing, all it's going to do is add another layer of, demand and sales to Final Fantasy. And as everybody's coming around to this, it's been a couple days since they've spoiled the golden chocobo out of 77 to support Final Fantasy 7 and the racing chocobos. And I didn't realize there was a chocobo of all the colors. That's really cool because, you can breed the chocobos in the game, which I was also told by modern culture is like this taboo thing of breeding chocobos. Like, some of you all are aware out there that chocobos aren't real, right? So we're talking about breeding an animal that's not real. So, removing all the sensitive and all the buttercups and the Skittles and the M&Ms aside, everything I'm seeing is, I'm sitting here with my life built around collector boxes and Magic and Hasbro. As you all know, I'm a pretty big shareholder of Hasbro. We disclose that all the time in videos. So it is in my interest so that things do well long term because, I love Magic and collectibles. And I, collect, invest, I sell, I hoard, I make video. Everything I do is collectibles and cardboard. So, yeah, I want it to do well. And when I see this kind of thing, I will admit, it's been a long time since I've seen a Magic the Gathering set with some of the art of men and women in this Final Fantasy set. And I will tell you for a fucking fact, the fact that we have attractive men and women in this set will impact sales. What? Yeah, let me say it again for the dumbasses in the background. Having boobs, breast, ripped muscle, hard bulging men, attractive men and women, will help your product make money. Period. And here's an interesting thing about it. The fact that this is going to happen is also going to impact future sets and future sales. Because Wizards is going to be like, wow, we actually put boobs and attractive men and women in this set, and it didn't, it's Final Fantasy. It sold itself. It has nothing to do with it. Yeah, but it really worked out well. Should we try some of this and other stuff? Like, there's going to be those whispers. Those conversations will happen. Even if you have some people out there that are very sensitive to the topics of men and women, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference, okay? It doesn't matter if you're old, young, black, white, fat, skinny. You love waffle fries and Chick-fil-A and tacos like me. Doesn't matter. You could be gay, straight, trans, alien, spaceship, in space. Pluto's still a planet to me. It doesn't make any difference. At the end of the day, if you're human, you should be respecting all humans, beautiful ones, attractive ones. I think ripped, attractive, awesome, muscular supermen like in these games are pretty fucking cool. It's like an idol. Like, man, what an awesome hero. Like, that's cool. Like, that doesn't insult anything. And then women. These attractive women in these games, and some have giant weapons. Yeah, they got skimpy outfits. Their boobs are all over the place, but that's what the customer base wants to see. What? No, it's not. Well, then I'm sorry. Timmy in the back, sit back down. The data shows it makes money, and anything that helps Magic and the brand long term, I'm all about. So let's wrap this video up. But let me get to the last thing. As of filming this video, we've got a lot of spoilers out now. Not everything. I'd say 50-75% of spoilers are out. Okay. Collector boxes are sitting at $720 plus tax, $710 plus tax. Play boxes and commander decks are popping off. We're seeing a more demand and more excitement towards play and commander than I expected. Okay. Now this is great for someone like me, because I bet very, very dangerously high on play boxes. I'll be very honest with you all. I threw the dice more. I took more risks than I should have with Final Fantasy. I mean, I bet on, and I'm committing to, and you guys are gonna laugh, almost 10,000 play boxes of Magic. That's over $1 million in play boxes in Magic that I've put my money where my mouth is. So yeah, you fucking bet your ass when I see Boobs and Tifa, and I see Cloud and Barrett and Sephiroth and these crazy art and Surge foils, and when I see this stuff, you bet your ass that makes me feel good. Because anything that's going to help this product do well and the people are going to like it is exactly what I want, because I don't sit on the internet and tell you all, well, you guys should invest and buy this. You shouldn't do this. No. I do it. And you guys are along for the ride, and you get to see the things that do well, the things that pound me in the face, the things that slap me across my left nut, and the things from the past that do really, really well. You guys get to come along for the journey. So I don't really try to base anything else. I run things like a business, and I believe everybody should be treated respectfully. It's the way I believe patrons and everything. That's why we are 10 years on YouTube. You guys got mad at me. I haven't said that the last few videos. And, people are going to be angry. People are going to be happy. But you guys are along for the ride. Some of you guys like to buy stuff from me. Some of you guys just like to watch all the chaos happen. And all of that is okay, because the show goes on. And my prediction right now, Final Fantasy collector boxes, they're going to come out in the 700s. We may see a short-term dip to the 600s, but that's it. My advice to you all, if you're a patron or if you're not a patron, even if you don't like money, even if you don't like Rudy, I recommend online. I think even buying play boxes today for the 150s plus tax, that's 170 shipped. It may be higher than that by the time you watch this, but honestly, I don't understand why people think that $700 collector boxes, anything with a collector pack, is super expensive, because the Surge foils, the specialty cards, the serialized card. Like, it's never good. Oh, we need to boycott. Oh, boycott your stepsister. She's always getting in the way. You're always going to have the emotional, very, I don't want to be derogatory about it. You're going to have the lower IQ emotionally people that are very charged, and they gotta pound the keyboard and spend their day online with their opinion. Like, we call those speed bumps. Those individuals who are very lashing out, they don't represent the market. Those are the people, they may buy one box anyways. If they're happy, they buy a box. If they're unhappy, they don't impact anything. Their job is to feel like they're part of this community that Wizards thinks you guys are getting mouth hugs from, and they just want to be on the internet. That is false, what I call market noise. That's not really what's going on. When I see the true demand of any store right now puts Final Fantasy collectors on their website for $6.99, $6.89, and then that store texts me or sends me an email to Rudy, yeah, we put all 36 boxes of Final Fantasy collectors for $6.99 on our website. We blew out. We're already gone. And I'm freaking out. Yeah, when I hear endless stories of that, when I see a store say, no, Rudy, we had 200 boxes of Final Fantasy Play, we put them for $149, and our whole store, we already sold out of everything, and we have 3 weeks before release. When I hear real data like that, that's the important information you need to go by. Internet stuff Discords, MySpace, Tinders, Grinders, Backpage, Silk Road, Ashley Madison, all of these foo-foo websites, they're not really reflective of the real world. You gotta be careful with that. They do not reflect Magic, Flesh and Blood, Pokemon, One Piece. That's not the real world. Like, that's just a simulation, okay? But when I see this, like I said, my advice to you all right now, like, even if you're a patron, I'm only going to be able to get you 1 or 2 Final Fantasy collector boxes when I run my sale at the end of the month. That's it. If you want a lot of this stuff, you got to go elsewhere. I can't, because I have to give everybody a fair and equal chance when I run a sale. Even if my price is only $50 off market price, I have to give a fair chance, okay? And even then, I'm very nervous about it, because it could easily blow out and oversell, because the demand is off the chart. And if you really think Final Fantasy collectors, I'm going to wait, Rudy. I'm not going to buy this. It comes back to 400 or 500. Like, for MSRP gang, manufactured, suggested, retail, penis in your face, MSRP gang, these things are almost 300 wholesale. Like, MSRP is like what, 600-700 on these things? Why is nobody okay with that? Like, that's the MSRP, right? Isn't that what we're fucking supposed to be all talking about in 2025? And again, like I said in the other video, can I sell all my play boxes? Can I sell 10,000 or 9,000 and change play boxes at MSRP of $220 a piece? Will anybody take those off my hand? Like, do you see my point? Like, all that shit's stupid, man. And you gotta be careful on that stuff. My advice right now, Commander decks and play boxes seem like the most underpriced. Collector boxes around that 700 seem like equilibrium and seem like the actual price right now that the market's saying that is the appropriate risk and price. But that doesn't represent the long-term price. Final Fantasy collectors, when we go past release, in 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months, is a fucking wild card. These Final Fantasy collectors, these things could still be 600-700, okay? In a year or two from now, they could easily, bear case, 1,000 a box. Median, 1,500 a box. We could see a bull case at 2,000-3,000 a box for Final Fantasy. We have no idea. The demand on this thing is so ridiculous, we cannot calculate. Of course, could be completely wrong. Comes out, drops to 400. Nobody wants it. And it's a Baldur's Gate situation. That is also improbable, but it is on the table as a potential outcome for these future events. So these are all situations you have to be comfortable with going into this stuff. But right now, it feels like the Commander decks are really loaded, man. So even I think Commander decks are almost 400, 360 plus tax right now. So 390 for Commander decks. 400. How many decks are there? 4 or 5? I guess that's not that outrageous. I'm sure the expected value is some outrageous, like $1,000, something stupid. But again, what's going to happen? It's going to come out. All the singles are going to drop 50-60%. They're going to bottom out. We're going to start to see a turn. And then supply and demand and tug of war starts. I predict the play box situation is going to be the interesting one. How on earth nobody is sitting back right now going, you know what? Collector boxes are $700-800 with tax. How much is the play box? $160? So a whole case of play boxes is almost the price of one collector box? Like, how on earth we have this level of disparity between these product lines is a very weird thing right now. But it's happened before. Lord of the Rings, holiday special, $2,000, green box, $1,000, and Lord of the Rings set box is what, $150? So we have seen this kind of disparity before, but I'm not sure. This is definitely a really weird thing because we've never seen demand and excitement. We've never seen so many people wanting the product that aren't even into Magic. They just love Final Fantasy, and they're going to want a piece of this. There's a lot going on with this right now, and no one really knows how this is going to unfold. But again, my advice, this is a situation in life where the overall macro environment is very favorable. Stock market, the tariff thing, and Trump, everything's bullish. Okay? I didn't ask you if you like Trump. I don't give a shit how you feel. I'm telling you, the macro environment is bullish. Crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, especially Bitcoin, as of the filming of this, I think it's at the all-time high at 104, 105. What was the all-time high? 105? 106? It's at the all-time high. Fuck it, whatever. I've already had patron messages saying, Rudy, I don't even care. I had 2 or 3 patrons already say that they would just like, hey, can I just send you $100,000 in Bitcoin and you just sell me like your collector boxes at the market price, and I'll just dump it all. I'll just pay you in Bitcoin because it's so high. Like, when I see this kind of stuff, I even had someone else. I had a patron ask if he could buy a pallet of Final Fantasy Playboxes. Just give him at like $140 a box instead of $160. And I actually considered it, but I told him I can't do that right now. I have to offer all patrons a fair chance. I don't believe in siphoning it off before the sale. Now, again, if I run a sale here at the end of the month and Final Fantasy tanks, you guys don't want it, and I add my Final Fantasy to my heavy bags and everybody makes fun of me, well, I'll readdress that in the future and we'll deal with that when the time comes. But you're talking to a guy who loves Final Fantasy VII. It was my teenage years, man. So I'm not really upset about it. So we're in a bullish macro environment, bullish crypto Bitcoin environment, very strong CCG bull market, actually record strong bull market for modern Magic and Pokemon. And all of this is lining up at the exact time that Final Fantasy is dropping. You could not ask for a more perfect market and situation to launch something like this. And no, the dumbasses on the internet, it is not a ripoff, it's not a scam, and the fact that people are like, I'm going to boycott your stepsister into the dryer. Nobody cares. Don't buy it because you wouldn't have bought it anyways. The people who are screeching are giving you guys false narratives on how the overall market feels. You want to know what's really going on? Look at the fucking sell-through data. Call any LGS in the country. Look at what's going on. That's all you need to do. All the other shit, people are just stupid. Remember that. When you're driving around and you're in behind the wheel and you're driving to work, remember, folks, 1 in 10 people are actual, like, Timmies. They are so stupid. So remember that. 1 in 10 viewers on this channel are completely dumb. I would say social media, it's probably like 3 out of 10 people on social media who are willing to input their time instead of family, friends, learning, and actually living in the real world. If they're spending all day swiping and refreshing and thumbs ups and tweets and likes, there's probably something else going on with those individuals. You should reevaluate your life, and I don't recommend you take advice from people who don't have skin in the game and are willing to go balls deep and risk everything. Welcome to Alpha Investments. That's what we do. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to take your stepmom. I'm here to talk to you about cardboard, and I'm here to bring you guys along the journey of, 10 years of me doing this publicly, 20 years of me doing this privately, and it's a fascinating world. There's going to be a lot of opportunity in this between Pokemon High Season Magic. This is the trifecta of summer, and I've never seen anything like it, and it's going to be fucking wild, man. Do not underestimate this market. I'm telling you all, I am committed to $2.5 something million worth of inventory. I have like 60 pallets coming, and I'm telling you all, do not underestimate the strength of this bull market. I've been doing this my whole life, and I have never seen the strength of a modern Magic market and a modern Pokemon market at the same time like we are experiencing now. I've never seen it. And that could mean we're at the top, but it doesn't matter. We could hang out up here for a couple more years. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a beautiful day out there. Remember, be nice to the LGSs. When you go to employees, we're all people. When you go to these stores that you want to boycott because you think they're overcharging you on their Pokemon or Magic, they're just employees. These are stores, families. They're trying to make a living. Yes, they're trying to make money. You screeching at employees and LGS is about scalping and overcharging. No, you are the idiot. These are stores trying to make money. These are stores that hang around and keep their open sign on when products tank and dumbasses walk in and say, that Pokemon box is $99. I sold it online for $89. And remember, it is okay to tell people to fuck off. Because remember, in this world, we don't try to make everyone happy. We do the best we can. But what you do need to do is be respectful to everybody. Have a beautiful day. As always, we end this video on the most important thing of all time. The greatest buyout. No, I'm kidding. Rudy's penis.